They're going with right now, and we were told by law enforcement. Officers came over here with guns drawn, took them aside. That's the situation they're going with right now, and we were told by law enforcement they are having to go with the impression that they're looking for 3 men with automatic weapons and full military outfit, meaning they have armor on. That's what they believe they're going after. Whether that's true or not, we won't know, of course, until this all plays out, but they have to go with that being the possibility or the situation right now. Until this all plays out, but they have to go with that being the possibility or the situation right now. So, bro, we'll keep you updated, but you can tell things are very fluid here. We do know this chase is continuing. I have not yet got another note. Let me see. I do have another note coming in.
We've got some aerials now.
No, I have not got another note yet.
And it is some activity, and we are getting reports that there was a chase of a pickup truck and then an SUV. We see one car in the middle. It looks like a dark SUV in the middle of the road there. This is not far from where you are. Is that right, Adam?
No, that's right. In fact, to give people an idea where we're located, we're directly east of downtown Los Angeles, a good hour drive or so. 2 main freeways cross here, almost like a cross, if you will. We're not far from either of them, and there are a lot of roads around here that lead to a lot of places, frankly. I mean, you can get to mountains, you can get to the desert, you can get to anywhere, but the fact that this is taking place, in fact, I see another helicopter taking off. I'm going to step away, Lance. It's not far from us at all, but obviously out of the reach of our camera to see where this is taking place, but you can see all of a sudden in a matter of literally a second, the officers tore out of here, went towards those locations. You mentioned, Brett, 2 cars. I'm now being told also 2 cars, a truck and then an SUV. The SUV was the one we were tipped off about first. Again, doesn't mean these are the people involved, but this is the situation we have here right now in San Bernardino.
Okay, well, Adam, thank you. We'll head back as soon as we get some more information. Trace Gallagher is in our West Coast newsroom. He may have some more information about the breaking story that we're seeing now and this police action. Trace?
Yeah, Brett, this is in South San Bernardino. What happened here is there were scanner shots fired in this case, and we're being told on scanner traffic that 1 person is down here. This was a chase that lasted for several miles. They had the California Highway Patrol as well as the San Bernardino police involved in this thing, and the sheriff. This thing went on, and then 1 person apparently got out of the car and was tackled by 4 police officers, and then there were reports shots being fired out the back window toward police, and apparently police have now returned fire. We don't know, but you can see right there, clearly there is gunfire out of all windows, police on all sides, and we now know that 1 person is down. If you go back earlier, Brett, you have to remember, it was initially said to be a black Yukon that they were looking for. We don't know what this car is right now, but it appears not to be a Yukon. This car might have had... Right, you have to remember, it was... Police have now returned fire. We don't know, but you can see right there, clearly there is gunfire out of all windows, police on all sides, and we now know that 1 person is down. If you go back earlier, Brett, you have to remember, it was initially said to be a black Yukon that they were looking for. We don't know what this car is right now, but it appears not to be a Yukon. This car might have had Utah plates, according to scanner traffic, but they were wanted inside men. 1 of them got out, and then they opened fire, and then apparently police have returned fire because all the windows in this case are blasted out. They have just called for a gurney and ambulances. We don't know if any police were hit when the suspect inside the car opened fire, but clearly they were firing from both sides, and now at least 1 person is down. But again, we do not know if this is connected with the shooting earlier in San Bernardino that happened some 4 hours and 15 minutes ago, but an awfully big coincidence if it's not, Brett.
Yeah, we're looking live here on the street there, and you see the SUV in the middle, and it does look, as you said, gun-riddled, and there are police officers staging right outside there. We are on a delay here, just for everyone to know, and we will monitor this situation as it develops, as you see the news helicopter pulling out a bit. Joining me on the phone again, Matt Graham, who has experience with SWAT units and obviously surrounding dangerous situations like this. At this moment, what's going on, Matt, and what do you see and how they're staging this?
Well, what's going on here is they're working everything to restrict the mobility of what's going on. Once the vehicles stop, you have to restrict the mobility of those people inside the vehicle and the vehicle itself. So what you don't want to do, and it's the basic containment issue. You want to contain that event and make sure that the vehicle itself or the people in that vehicle don't, again, become mobile, whether getting into other vehicles or getting out and just fleeing on foot. It appears as though, obviously, there has been an exchange of gunfire back and forth, which that puts it in the advantage of law enforcement in that response, just due to the sheer numbers of people that they have there.
Back here in studio, Ron Husko, what is it surprising that this is this close to the site, if this in fact is these guys?
It is surprising, but you have to consider every possible scenario. Could these guys have put down somewhere, waited for a little bit of police, to pass by en route to the scene, thought they were good to go, and then decided they were going to leave that area? And you're dealing with a situation here where the police are hypervigilant, and the offenders, the subjects, are hypervigilant too. And if these offenders saw a police car turn around and start to come up behind them, it could be that they decided, hey, we're going to shoot right now and try to make our break at this point, rather than just be calm and hope that that police officer goes by.
Okay, Rod, I'm not seeing any activity in this SUV. I'm seeing a lot of staging on the other side. Your sense of what's going down here?
Well, the main thing the police are trying to determine now is whether or not there's any booby traps associated with that vehicle, and that's why they're not running up to the vehicle, even though it appears as though who was ever inside the vehicle has been disabled. They need to make sure. They're going to probably bring in the bomb squad to walk up to that vehicle and maybe even send in a robot or something like that, because oftentimes in these situations there is a backup plan by the bad guys. In this case, maybe they have that vehicle wired or something, so as soon as law enforcement gets there, it blows up. We don't know, and that's why, again, you don't see law enforcement just running up to the vehicle, Brett.
Yeah, and there was
just moving in the front seat too.
There was somebody moving in the front seat.
See
Trace Gallagher monitoring all the traffic and the law enforcement. Trace, anything else?
Yeah, just to give you an idea, Brett, we do believe that there is still one person inside the car, and now at least one person on foot running away. And we're being told from police they are calling for medical aid because they believe an officer has been hit and is down. So now you have an officer down, at least one of the suspects. Again, unclear if this is one of the suspects from the earlier shooting. One of the suspects down. Another suspect appears to be inside the car, and what they're moving toward that car, or will be soon, is something called a Bearcat. That's kind of a barricade car, vehicle, if you will. Yeah, so the Bearcat's moving up there, trying to see if this other suspect is wounded or incapacitated, and they're in a different scene that you can't see on the helicopter, Brett. They're looking for a man who is now running away from the scene. They have asked for urgent medical help and a police escort for the Bearcat, because apparently one suspect is still alive inside the car, one is down, one is on the run. We knew there were at least three. There might have been more. We earlier saw another suspect being converged on by police. Is there four? Are there four suspects? That's unclear right now. Clearly, there are three suspects that have been or were inside this car.
Yeah, and we should point out, we were waiting for a news conference, obviously, at the top of the hour. It did not happen because things were happening quickly, and this chase ensued. We are starting to see some movement now there on the street. Matt Graham's still with me, SWAT officer, instructor at Grand Combat. This is going to move quickly, or are they going to take their time here, Matt?
Well, it depends when the last round was fired. If from inside the vehicle people are still actively engaging or have the ability to engage, it's going to go a little slower. The presence of the Bearcat can speed it up a little bit. That's an armored truck that the team is able to deploy from and work in and out of, and it's kind of a buffer between you and the threat. You always want to put something between you and the hurt, so they're putting that Bearcat between them so they can start to work with that. It also gives them the advantage of getting up and over the vehicle, being able to see down into the cab of that vehicle and engage if they need to, while either making an approach or, like Rod said, coming up to clear it for explosive.
Now, what about keeping someone alive in that car as we wait for this news conference that is getting ready to start here? Let's head there. I'll finish up that thought when we get more information here from San Bernardino.
Okay, my
let's
name
listen
is Vicky Cervantes. I'm a sergeant with the San Bernardino Police Department.
Can you step up, please? You got to step way close. Thank you.
How's that? Okay, my name is Vicky Cervantes. I'm a sergeant with the San Bernardino Police Department. Just an update for you. The number of wounded has increased to 17 at this point. The number of fatalities has remained at 14. We have a telephone number that we would like to provide for people that want to be united with their family that was possibly at the Inland Regional Center today. And that telephone number is 800-637-6653. We are asking that anybody that has family that was at this facility call this telephone number first, and the person will advise you where you need to go in order to talk to somebody, get reunited with your families.
Sergeant, you've got an ongoing tactical situation up the road here with a suspect down and officers possibly down. What do you know about that?
I did hear the radio traffic on that. There is an active scene. I believe there may be a suspect down. It's my understanding that the officer is okay, and I don't have many updates on that other than the officer is okay.
Confirm it's connected to this shooting.
I cannot confirm that at this point. Again, there's a dark-colored SUV involved, and I believe there is one suspect down. It's very active, and we will update you as soon as we get more information on that.
Just one scene in the book.
Correct, just one scene.
And only one suspect.
I only know of one. That doesn't mean that there aren't more at this point.
And how far away is that from here?
Probably a couple miles from here.
So, Sergeant, please repeat once again. There is an active scene related possibly to this mass shooting earlier. What is going on?
The only thing I know is there were shots fired. Officers were involved, and there is a suspect down. Whether it's related or not, we don't know yet. We will update you, as we told you, we will update you on the hour. We'll remain out here, and we will update you as soon as we get any additional, hopefully within the hour.
Were any officers hit in the exchange of gunfire between the suspect and the officers?
I cannot confirm that. I know that all officers are okay. Whether or not they were struck, I don't know.
What led you to this SUV?
I couldn't tell you that at this point either. It's just this is such an active, fluid investigation. There's so many aspects to it, and we just don't have all that information at this time.
Is there a suspect on the run right now?
That I don't know.
Sergeant, is the building clear? We saw these school buses go by. Who's in the buses, and is the building now secure?
That I don't know. It is my assumption that witnesses and victims were in those buses, but I don't know if the building is completely cleared yet.
What about the condition of victims at the hospital? How many people are hospitalized as far as you know, and what generally, if you can tell us what their conditions are? Are there any gravely critical?
I've heard that they range from minor injuries that occurred while falling down trying to escape, and they go up as high as gunshot wounds. So I don't know their status.
Why did the number go up 3 this hour? Were these 3 people that were found in the building hiding? Where did these 3 come from?
I don't know. It was just an update that the fire department provided us. Okay, we'll be back at...
I heard that there were gun shells found on
4 o'clock.
Is that correct?
I don't know. We will be back at 4 o'clock, hopefully with some more, and all media coverage will be here at this location.
Thank you.
Okay, what did we learn there? We learned that the number of wounded has gone up to 17, fatalities still at 14. There is this ongoing situation that we're looking at live. And what's happening now is that these vehicles, these Bearcats, have basically pinned in the car in question. We're told that one suspect is down. All officers are okay, despite the radio traffic that one had been hit, but apparently they're saying they're all okay. We have another report that one suspect is detained, one down. Is Trace Gallagher still with me out there? Trace?
I am. Yeah, Brett, the officer we talked about earlier apparently was hit by a ricochet bullet and apparently will be okay. The scanner traffic said when these Bearcats pulled up that they were going in to check on the, quote,